Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Aeni from the 6th semester. Now I will present about my thesis seminar proposal, and the title is an analysis of the teacher's question used in classroom interaction at MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING. And there are 3 points for the first chapter 1 about introduction, chapter 2 about literature review, and chapter 3 about research method. Okay, for the first about introduction, why I choose classroom interaction. According to Richard, classroom interaction is the pattern of verbal and non-verbal communication and types of social relationship that occur within classroom. And why teacher question? According to Donald and Angel, through question, teacher can engage students actively in the lesson in hand and challenging their thinking, because most of the questions are provided to get an answer. And the background of the study, this proposal MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING is a different from other education institution with various advantage. The first, general excellent curriculum 2013, religious education or muadalah with certificate and curriculum standardized at Al-Azhar Egypt, and extracurricular activities. In learner system, MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING has a special language development, namely English, which presents native speaker from Oklahoma University, USA. Therefore, during the learning, classroom interaction between teacher and student is a very good. Next, about problem statement, there are 2. The first, what type of question does the teacher tend to use in classroom interaction at MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING? And the second, what are the questioning techniques used by the teacher in classroom interaction at MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING? And the object of the study, for the first, to know the type of teacher question which tend to be used in classroom interaction at MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah, and the second, to know the questioning technique used by teacher in classroom interaction at MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul-Ummah-PBING. Next, about the significance of the study. For the first, for the teacher, the result of this study can help them in conducting classroom interaction, and knowing the type and technique of a question is a beneficial information for them to conduct the classroom interaction. And for the further researchers, the result can be used for them who focus on developing classroom interaction, especially in using teacher question. Okay, next, about the definition of the key terms, there are 3. The first is classroom interaction. According to Chudron, classroom interaction cover classroom behavior such as turn taking, questioning and answering, negotiation of a meaning and feedback. And then the teacher question, according to Richard and Lockhart, questioning is one of the most common technique used by teacher and serves as the principal way in which teacher control the classroom interaction. In some classroom, over half of class time is taken by question and answer exchange. And point 3 is technique of questioning. According to Harvey, questioning technique is the most effective when it allows pupil it become fully involved in the learning process. And according to Sujiarti, questioning technique are the way used to ask something to the student in a beginning a purpose of teaching. And next, chapter 2, about the literature review. For the first is classroom interaction. According to Richard, classroom interaction is a pattern of verbal and nonverbal communication and the type of a social relationship with action within the classroom. And according to Chudron, classroom interaction cover classroom behavior such as a turn taking, questioning and answering, negotiation of a meaning and feedback. And according to Barker, there are 4 types of classroom interaction. There are intrapersonal, interpersonal, group, and cultural interaction. And teacher question. According to Richard and Lockhart, questioning is one of the most common technique used by a teacher and serves as the principal way in which teacher control the classroom interaction. In some classroom, over half of class time is taken up by questioning and answering exchange. And according to Richard and Lockhart, the following is justification for the importance of question in teaching. There are 5. They stimulate and maintain student interest, and they encourage students to think and focus on the content of the lesson, and they enable teacher to check student understanding, and they enable teacher to elicit particular structure or vocabulary item, and they encourage student participate in the lesson. And next, technique of question. According to Harvey, questioning teacher technique is the most active when allow pupils to become fully involved in the meaning process. And according to Whelan, there are conducting classroom interaction. The first, the plan key question, praise question clearly, adapt question on student and ability level, ask question logically and sequentially, and follow up student response, give student time to think when respond, use question the encourage with student participant, encourage student question. And the next point about previous study, there are 2 journal. The first journal is from Yamasaki, titled An Interaction Analysis, Teacher Question, Feedback and Student Production through Classroom Observation, and the research gap. This study identify the technique of questioning and investigate on types of question. And next, and the second journal for Sujiarti, the title English Teacher Questioning Strategy in English Forage Language Classroom at SMA 1 Bantomaranu. And the research guide, the study need to know how to elicit student response in EFL classroom interaction. And the last chapter, research method. The first point is the research design. The design of this research is descriptive, qualitative, where researchers present data into word and descriptive form. According to Creswell, qualitative research is an inquiry process of understanding based on distinct methodology, tradition of inquiry that explore a social of human problem. And time and place, the time is September until December, and the place at MTS Unggulan-PBING Mojokerto. The activity for the planning from September and October, and the data collection and data analysis and reporting from November and December. And then the content of the study will be conducted at MTS Unggulan BPN Amatul Umma Pacet, and the subject of this research will be carried out by a 7th grade English teacher MTS Unggulan PP Amanatul Umma Pacet academic 21 and or 2022 as a research for obtaining data. And source of the data, this is the informant, the English teacher at the 7th grade MTS Unggulan PPING Amatul Umma Pacet, the academic in years of 2021 or 2022, and the event in the classroom teaching activities. Okay, next, about technique of collecting the data, there are three. The first is for observation, tool video, and interview. Observation. In observation, the teaching learning process, the researchers use observation checklists, which combine with filed note to know the question types and technique used in the classroom. And next, about tool video, the double check and gain more information during the classroom observation. And the last, interview, it was done to clarify and gain more information about the phenomena in teaching learning process. Next point, technique of analyzing data. There are three. The data collecting are data observation, interview, and audio recording to teacher questioning used in classroom interaction at MTS unggulan PP Amanatul Ummah Pajat. And the second, transcribing the data. The researchers read the transcription in order to reduce the data. That is for knowing which one should be analyzed and which one is not. And the third, interpreting the result means the research analyzes the data from interview based on needed to answer the research question. And next, the last is a reference. Okay, thank you. That's all for me. As I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.